Hi guys, I'm going live. I'm out in a walk, so this is an impromptu thing. But something told me to do this, and I wanted to cover this subject. I haven't done a music theory video in a while, and this qualifies as a music theory video. It's something I want to tell you guys, and it's important to me. So let's, this is the maybe the good video to tune into. Before I go into the theory, I want to reiterate actually an experience I had where I talked with Alan Holdsworth, who is Eddie Van Halen's guitar idol, and he talked to me for 20 minutes. Alan and I just talked. I was there to the gig before he was, and he was the second person to the gig, and we just talked for 20 minutes until the next guy came. And I told him about one of my music theories, and I asked him which note should I make the zero, which is the 12 o'clock position on the clock in this case, and he said make it D as in dog. And I thought about it, and I think he has a point. So even in traditional music theory, D has just as much business being at the top of the clock, whether the clock is the chromatic scale or the circle of fifths, which could ultimately be called the circle of fourths, or the pitch class clock, or whatever you're talking about. D, it doesn't have to be C or even A. D as in dog can be on the top too. Be on the top also as well. And I'm going to make that for this discussion. I'm going to put D as in dog at the top of this, and I'm going to talk about the circle of fifths. I'm going to talk about modes related to the circle of fifths and to the note D as the center point. Okay, so here we go. So anyway, if you play all white keys and you have D as the center, you have D Dorian mode. And D Dorian mode is a musical palindrome. That means it's the same. That's because and means that it's the same intervals going up from D to D as it is going down from D to D. So let me express that. D to D going up is whole step. D to D going up is D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, which is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step. And D to D going down is D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, which is also whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Oh, shape. It's not a whole tone or diminished scale of the Michon nodes. But it is the best way to divide a scale in half as far as sharps and flats, because if you start with D, you have three notes that are above it on the circle of fifths, and you have three notes that are below it on the circle of fifths. By above I mean clockwise, and below I mean counterclockwise. So with D at the center, you have A, E, and B to the right. That's clockwise. That's one direction, and then to the left, counterclockwise, you have G, C, and F. That's the counterclockwise direction, and the extreme notes are B and F, and but they don't get more extreme than 3 points removed on the circle of fifths. And 3 steps removed on the circle of fifths is either a minor third or up or down, or a major sixth up or down, but opposite up or down to the minor third. In other words, a minor third up is a major sixth down, and a major sixth up is a minor third down. At least the octave equivalent is. So D has as its wildest intervals the minor third and the major sixth, because it only goes from D to F in the counterclockwise direction, which would be D to the minor third, which is F, and it only goes from D to B in the clockwise direction, which would be D to B, which would be the major sixth in D. So far we have Dorian, and we understand it. I think it balances. It balances between clockwise and counterclockwise on the circle of fifths very nicely, but that's not the main part of this discussion. The main part is doing every other mode. Now, to start with, there's one mode to the right clockwise of D, and then there's one mode left counterclockwise of D, and one of them is a D Aeolian, and one of them is a D Mixolydian, because a D Aeolian is a D Dorian with a flat 6, and a D Mixolydian is a D Dorian with a major third. And both of those, both the major third and the minor 6 are complementary. Hence the reason why well, first of all, if you extend clockwise, you get you go from D to F sharp, and that's 4 steps along the circle of fifths, and that F sharp is a major third in D, which then makes it a D Mixolydian mode or scale. And then if you go the other direction, if you go counterclockwise from D, 4 steps along the circle of fifths, you get B flat, and B flat is a minor 6 from D, which makes it a D, changes it from a D Dorian to a D Aeolian. And hence, this is the reason why visually and intellectually you can understand, I think, that the Aeolian mode is the negative harmony of the Mixolydian mode. They're not, neither the Aeolian mode nor the Mixolydian mode, neither of those are musical palindromes in and of themselves, but together they create a pair that are called the negative harmonies of each other. That means, get this, in case you don't already know, but if you do, I'm just going to say it again anyway. An Aeolian mode up is the same intervals as the Mixolydian mode down, and a Mixolydian mode up is the same intervals as an Aeolian mode down. So together, they form a pair. And let me explain that. Let me just go through the details of that in case that's informative. So, an Aeolian mode up is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, which is whole tone, half tone, whole tone, half tone, whole tone, whole tone. And a G Mixolydian, a G Mixolydian mode going down is G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, which down is whole tone, half tone, whole tone, half tone, whole tone, whole tone. So, and the same goes true for if you take a D. So therefore, and that's the same. Therefore, the Aeolian mode and Mixolydian mode are negative harmonies of each other, because one of them going up is the same pattern as the other one going down, and vice versa. Therefore, if I'm in D, which we said we were, and I add an F sharp, which is counterclockwise, adding one more fifth, you get a D Mixolydian. If you go counterclockwise and go further with it, you get a B flat, and that gives you a D Aeolian. And you can see in many ways, visually, geometrically, and intellectually, that the D Mixolydian is the negative harmony of the D Aeolian, and vice versa. I think I'll go over that, but from now on I won't go through the whole laborious thing. I'll just state that fact from now on, but for now I will. So a D Aeolian going up is D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. And a D Mixolydian going down is D, C, B, G, F sharp, E, and D. And those are I'll show that those are the same intervals, because I'll say it right now. A D Aeolian going up is whole tone, half tone, whole tone, half tone, whole tone, whole tone. And a D Mixolydian going down is whole tone, half tone, half tone, whole tone, whole tone. So, and by the way, you can do the same principle as I'm doing and understand it in any key. It doesn't have to be D at the center. D at the center only corresponds conveniently to the white notes of a piano. Actually, on guitar, there are no white and black frets. So I could take E or C or any note A, D, any note I want on the guitar and make that the tip of the clock of the northernmost point on the diagram if I want. I'm just using D for ease, and because there's no sharps and flats, and because it makes all the white notes on the piano. So for now, that's what I'm doing. So anyway, the same thing can be, and then extend it a step further than that. Go clockwise even more from the D, and you get a C sharp after you already have had a F sharp. So a D scale with a D Dorian with an F sharp and a C sharp. Now you have now you have a D Ionian. So there's that. Now I'm going to go another step in the counterclockwise direction. So I'm going to go counterclockwise and add another fifth. So after the B flat, I'm going to get an E flat, and that from D that gives me a D Phrygian. So you can see that D Phrygian and D Ionian are negative harmonies of each other. Maybe I will spell it out just because if once I do it, I won't have to do it again. LOL. It's like hitting myself in the head with a hammer feels good because it feels good when I stop. No, never mind. Bad joke. Anyway, or good joke. I don't know. So anyway, D Ionian has a F sharp and a C sharp. So I'm gonna say that a D Ionian going up is the same as a D Phrygian going down. And the D Ionian going up would be D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And then the D Phrygian will have a B flat and an E flat. So going, I'll just say going up for ease right now. Going up, a D Phrygian would be D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. So now I'm going to show that the D Ionian going up is the same as the D Phrygian going down. So the D Ionian going up is whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And the D Phrygian going down is whole step, half step, whole step, half step, which is the same, but therefore Ionian and D Ionian and D Phrygian are negative harmonies of each other. Okay, I have one more step, and then some comments, and then I'll be done. Whew. So now you have the furthest you can go. I'm going to add one more fifth on the clockwise direction. I'm going to get what would be let's see, it would be a G sharp. All right, fair enough. And then if you go counterclockwise and go as far as you can, you would get A flat. Okay, now here's some real good cool stuff. These two modes are going to bring up Locrian and Lydian. Now let me get this right here. The G sharp that you find going clockwise another step, and the A flat that you get going counterclockwise another step are actually the same note. They're just a different way of saying it or spelling it. So you've actually completed the semicircle, which is a tritone. But the tritone can be an augmented fourth and therefore part of a Lydian mode, or can be a diminished fifth or therefore part of a Locrian mode. So there's that. So let's go on. Let's go through that, and then we're almost done. So going clockwise, another fifth gives you G sharp along with the previous F sharp and C sharp. So you have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. That applied to a Dorian mode gives you that applied to a D Dorian mode gives you a D Lydian mode, and that would be D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp. Wait, let me get that right. Let me do it again. D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. I think that's right. Let me try it again. D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. Correct. That's the D Lydian, and that's going up. And then the D Locrian, I'll do D Locrian going up just for ease, which has the B flat, E flat, and A flat, would be D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D. All right. So So, and what you're going to find, if you haven't already, that a Lydian mode is the negative harmony of a D Locrian mode. And let me show that, and then we're almost done. So let's start with the D Lydian. So D Lydian has F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. So going up with D Lydian, I'll get D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. Now going D Locrian down, I get oh wait, let me make sure I get, okay, I'm doing this in two parts. I'll just continue. D Locrian going down would be D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D. All right, now I didn't say the intervals, but I'm going to now. So the D Lydian going up is whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. And the D Locrian going down is whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. So therefore, D Locrian and D Lydian are negative harmonies of each other, or and this can be in any key. So in general, I'm going to wrap this up. Any Dorian mode is its own. Any Dorian mode on any of the 12 keys is a musical palindrome. An Aeolian mode, whatever key you're in, is the negative harmony of mixed Lydian mode, and vice versa. Ionian mode is the negative harmony of Phrygian mode, and vice versa. And Lydian mode is the negative harmony of Locrian mode, and vice versa. I've laid this out and this wasn't easy without a guitar, but I didn't want to have a guitar because that makes it too easy for me to fall back on my hands, and I didn't want to do that. And plus I wanted to do this on my walk, which I'm on right now. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love you guys. Peace. Rock and roll.